All right, the next part we're going to model is the leg. So we are going to make a new file, new part design, millimeters, create. Okay, we're going to start with create sketch. We're going to choose the front plane, and we're going to draw another rectangle. Okay, the rectangle I'm going to draw this time, though, is going to be a bit different because I actually want the base to be in line with the ground or this red x plane, x-axis. So I'm going to draw it roughly right about here, like this, and I'm going to draw an additional line down the middle of it. So if you snap to the middle, you'll know it's the middle when it turns to a triangle like that, or snap. Draw a center line down to the other end too, and right click OK. Now we're going to select that line and then turn it to a center line, okay? Because we're going to make this symmetrical. Now we want this point to be on the origin. It's very important to do so because that way it will constrain our sketch in 3D space. Because right now it's free floating. It can go anywhere in this 3D space. We want it to anchor it to the 0, 0, 0 point of this universe. So the way you can do that is you can either click and drag it to the center point, or you can use a constraint. Constraints are used to define our sketch. We can either do it by dimensions, or we can do it by constraints, relationships, right? So in this case, we're after a coincident relationship. All these relationships are defined by u, like this. That point in that line is now, until forever, always coincident, unless you choose to delete it, okay? So you can see here this line turned black because we now know that that point is defined onto the origin. But these lines are still blue, because that means these aren't constrained. So if I right click, get out of the dimension tool, you'll see here that I can still drag this up and down. I can drag this left and right. But you can see it's symmetrical because we made that center line, that point there. So now we need to define it. So remember, shortcut here is sketch dimension. This shortcut is D. Hit the D button. We know the width of this leg is 140. We know the height is 190, according to the drawing. So I hit those buttons in, those turn black because they're fully constrained. Right click OK, and then finish sketch. Okay, we're now going to extrude this. So it represents a block of wood. I'll select both sides. I'm going to extrude it. I hold the shift key and middle mouse button to rotate to show you a 3D view of what this looks like. Alternatively, you can just hit this home button. It does the same thing. And I'm going to extrude it a distance of 19 mil, same thickness as our material that we're going to get, 19 mil. So it represents the leg. Hit OK, that's what we got to do. That's the block of wood you'll be assigned as the leg piece. We're going to do a sketch on this and extrude cut the pieces away that we will be essentially cutting with a tenon saw and chiseling away with a chisel to make our joints for the leg. Okay, so now that we've made our block of wood, ignore the grain direction. We can modify that later in a separate video. So I'm going to right click on this surface. I'm going to create a sketch. Oops, right click, sketch. That's not how I want it. Right click, create sketch. That's it. Make a new sketch off this surface. I'm going to draw that center line back in because I want to actually use the symmetry function to make my life easier. Right click OK. Make this line a center line. Okay. I'm going to work out where my joints are going to go. So first I need a line that goes across here. This will be drawn with a tri-square of a data mesh, and we've defined where this line is, right? So we've anchored it to these points, coincident to this point, coincident to this point, and it's horizontal, but we don't know how high or low it's going to be. We can define that. Hit D, click that line, click that line. You can click up to 2 times to work out dimension between distances. That's got to be 19 because that's got to be where our joint's going to be. Okay, that's how much space we need for that joint that attaches to the top. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is the angle. Okay, so the angle here, from here to here, is going to be, okay, hit the D button. From this point to this point, I think I set mine to 20. This angle is optional. You don't need to do it and it'll still work. Okay, it's just a nice aesthetic appeal to have that leg angled in. The next thing we'll do is the joint. So I'm going to use a a rectangle tool. Snap to this point, and right click, okay. And now I'm going to define it with dimension. So I know that I'm going to dimension from the outside edge because this outside edge will exist. This edge will not exist yet. We're going to make the joints first before we cut the wedge out. Just to let you know that the joint's going to be constructed first in the workshop, and the last thing we'll do is cut that wedge angle. Okay, So we need this angle first. While this edge still exists, we can dimension it with a marking gauge because it's parallel to the datum. That number there, I believe, is 30. Okay, the pin itself is going to be 20, and that's fully defining this pin. The other pin is mirrored on the other side, so I'm going to use the mirror option to do that, saving me having to do any more dimensions. So I right-click OK, hit escape, sorry. That also works. And I'm going to select by clicking and dragging the features I want to mirror. I'm also going to hit Shift and hit this button too because I want to mirror that one as well. I'm going to go to Create, Mirror, go to the mirror line, hit that button, gives me a preview. That's exactly what I want to do. So that's all fully defined because it's mirroring the information on this side. Okay, the last thing I need to do is do the rectangle in the middle. I can do this as a separate step, but while I'm here, I might as well do it, show you. I need to do a hole here, which is going to be the mortise for the cross rail. So here, I'm going to do rectangle. I want the center rectangle this time because I'm going to center it on this line. Draw the rectangle in, right click OK, hit D, dimension this rectangle. I know it's going to be 19 wide. In this case, because that's 19 mil thick timber, and the height of this joint going to the cross rail is 25. Okay, so you can see it's still blue. So we hit escape, so I can wiggle this and show you. It's not defined in the vertical axis. So we need a dimension, hit D for dimension, the distance between one of these lines and another thing that we know is defined. In this case, this can be a reference line. Okay, and we set that distance to be 20. Okay, so everything's defined, happy days. I'll cut the arc out too, but I'll do that in the next step, just so you can do it in different steps if you want to. You know what? Actually, we'll do it now while we have it. My arc is made with the arc tool like this. And I just used a center point arc, I think, which is this one. Hit the center. Draw a side, draw the other side, that. And right click, OK. Don't need to make more. It's not letting me right click, OK. Okay. So this arc's not defined yet. I can make it bigger or smaller, but I can define it with dimensions. So I hit D, and I define my arc to be 40 in the drawing, but you can just choose any shape you want and draw it in. Okay, it's not necessary to do. You can not do the arc and still achieve a footstool. But here's all the sketches I want to do on my block of wood. I finish the sketch. I can then extrude, which will end up being a cut. Go to 3D view to have a better view of what's going on. I select the profiles I want to remove. That guy, 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 and that guy, and that guy. I'll reverse direction like this. It turns the operation from a join to a cut. I'll change the extent type to all. So no matter what, it's going to cut the entire object. Hit OK. Look at that. You've made the leg piece. That is all you need to do. And you notice how many steps you took? One initial sketch to make the block of wood. Extruded that block of wood. You made a sketch to lay out your joints. And then you extrude cut that too. So you hit the play button. You'll see that that's the steps you took. Do the sketch, made that, do that. So that's an efficient way of doing it. I did it in 2 steps. You could probably do it in 1 step, but I actually wanted to show you and make you think that we are actually making this from a block of wood and we're using subtractive manufacturing processes to cut and remove away the waste. Okay, that concludes this video tutorial. The next one I will do will be the top piece. Thank you very much for listening. Stay curious.